Hi, I'm Simon Hayward. I'm author of The Agile Leader. We know from research that almost every organisation is looking to become more agile in response to the disruptive environment in which they operate, the impact of technology and political unease. But we also know that a lot of organisations are struggling with that transition, and my research has been focused on organisations in that transition and what barriers exist and how they might overcome them. And I think there are four key barriers to focus on. The first is the culture of risk aversion and people not having the confidence to experiment and make mistakes. The second barrier is a lack of clarity around roles, responsibilities, and how those roles fit together in a clear and simple way within the organisation. The third barrier is a lack of customer focus and customer obsession within the organisation. Many large organisations are quite internally focused or focused on the regulator or whatever aspects of their sector are important other than the customer. So flipping that becomes a real challenge. And the fourth barrier that is particularly important are silos and the barriers that come from a lack of collaboration across the process, across the organisation in its delivery to the customer. The good news is it's possible to overcome these barriers, especially if you have senior leadership commitment. For example, if we look at Airbnb, they've created a culture of learning and openness to experience, both internally and with their hosts and their communities, which is the antithesis of that risk aversion that we talked about. If we look at an organisation like Wiggle, the online retailer, they have a clarity of purpose that enables them to focus ruthlessly on those market opportunities which are most productive for them. If we look at Shop Direct, an organisation that is now a leading digital retailer, they have put the customer at the heart of their structure and the way they organise their activity to ensure that they're constantly focusing their resources and their efforts on what the customer wants. And if we look at an interesting example of Constitution, which is a city in Chile, which had a terrible earthquake in 2010, and we see an example of collaboration and working across both public and private sector and the wider community to come together to create a new city built on a more sustainable basis. So all of these are examples of how those barriers can be overcome, but it does need senior management commitment to enable them to take place.